lanes. I've been driving this train, years in this lane. There's no stopping this flame, cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.
Man, I've been hustling the past week, ain't I? Thank you for the content. Thank you for the content, I guess. What's up? Hello, hello. So I need some genius pills. I feel stupid listening to the crap she just spewed. Savage, we need some genius pills. Please give us the link. Free sides here to exterminate Geneva. Geneva, if you're here, your hitman is in the chat. I thought you're not outside my place anymore. That sucks. Did you lose interest? Anyway, by the way, Freeze, we're joking with him, by the way. Okay, so the liar. She's like, see, why do you lie to the cops? I didn't lie to the cops, dumbass. Why didn't you ask your subscribers why they all lie to you? Why don't you ask them that? Because nope, I never gave anybody's names when I called the police and asked a question. I did not call any police department tied to you. Okay, I made sure to get a police department far away from you, actually, but still in the state of Illinois, because that's where it matters. Oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold up. Video time. Which one should we play now? Which one should we play? We'll do this.
And what's the problem today?
That learning disability is really starting to show, Bug. It's not a learning disability. You're delusional. That's what the problem is.
Dang, it shut off before it finished. Well, for me at least. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're getting those last few dollars right before the end of the month. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I really appreciate it. If there's a different video you want me to play, let me know. So she did a whole plethora of bullshit in her last stream. Okay, hi, Aries. Welcome back. Hey, Zeus. Okay, so again, yes, I called a PD, not one tied to you. So good luck finding it because it was just a random fucking PD. Second, I gave a scenario. I did not give names. Third, I did say not a dadgum thing about, oh, they were sent in a private DM. Where did that come from? Did anyone hear me say, oh, this video that she's playing was sent privately in a DM? I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing about a private DM. I said it was on an Instagram Live on a private account. And that it was. Jen's private account back then, you had to follow to see it. I remember because I wasn't going to follow her to see it. And there was times where if she didn't accept the request, I couldn't see her lives. You had to follow her account to see it. And to say that she wasn't out of her mind and, oh, well, we could say that about her now. No, you can't say that about her now because there's proof of her going to therapy. There's proof of her life completely being a complete 180 from what it used to be. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Wendy, welcome back. There is proof that she wasn't doing okay and wasn't making good decisions. And there's a lot changes since then. And she's made the steps to fix herself since then. What I don't get is, by the way, thank you for that clip. If you admitting that you know what that video clip is, but you don't care. And you feel like you still have a right to have it on that platform. Knowing it's been deleted and for good reason. By the way, you bringing up the TikTok videos, girl, you're like, yeah, see what used to post clips of Jen on TikTok. Was that a secret that I used to cover her back then? Was that a fucking secret? You act like you're outing some big secret about me. It's on a public platform. There's no secret that I used to speak against Jen because of what was going on at the time frame. That's why. But I truly did not remember it being on there. I would have deleted a long time ago. I really would have. Just like if you didn't pay attention, just like I removed all my other videos on Jen on my channel when she made changes, I would have done it on TikTok too if I had remember they were over there. But I guess Jules recorded it and posted it on Reddit. So whatever account was that posted it, that was her. Because no one else been talking about it, but you sure did. You're like, oh, I recorded it this morning. And then it's on Reddit from this morning. Really? But yeah, that's no secret. There's no secret that I covered that. Just like there's no secret she did the interview. So fucking what? You act like you're outing something. I always said the issue was what her actions were back then. Not that I had hate for her. And that person is not who she is now. You're trying to send her there. We all know you're doing your damn best to send her there. But no, she's not that person. Although you try your hardest. Then you said, she's a Christian witch. So you're going to religion bashing? Do you even have a fucking religion, Jules? Do you believe in anything but your narcissistic, egotistical bullshit? Do you even have any beliefs in anything? You don't act like it. But you're bringing up my religion to shame me. You can't shame me in my religion. If I was worried about my religion being shamed, I wouldn't have told anybody I was a fucking witch. By the way, hoodoo practitioner is the same fucking thing as a Christian witch. And for you to sit here and think I'm the only one that claims I'm a Christian witch, girl, there are books written about Christian witches. Take your ass to a library for once. Go to the fucking library, not to get FOIAs or not to print out text messages for court or whatever. Go to the library and actually check out books about what the original Bible said before the government got involved and started adding all these rules and regulations to everything. Just like I said, being gay was not a sin in the Bible till 1959, I think. 1959. Yeah, I think it was 1959. Being gay was not a sin. It was added. It was added later on, and it was a bad translation of perverted sex, which talked about adults and children, is what it actually was talking about. It was not talking about being gay, but that's what everybody's been posting ever since, trying to get people to end their lives, and people have ended their lives from that bullshit. I spent a year in the library checking out every book, going back hundreds of years, the original Bible, the dissection of the word, how religion comes to play, how witchcraft comes to play, all that shit before I got invoked into witchcraft. Hoodoo practitioners are the same fucking thing as a Christian witch. I am a hoodoo practitioner. You stupid idiots that think that there's nothing. You're using certain prayers for certain things. Like if you need more financial help, you look up these certain prayer and you say it to bring more money. That is no fucking different than a spell. It is the same thing. Therefore, if I'm wanting to do a spell to protect somebody, I get a verse from the Bible, the one for protection, and read that. Christian, witch, hoodoo practitioner, same fucking thing. No, I'm not the only one. No, I'm not the only one claiming that. Take several fucking seats. You don't know what you're talking about. And that she should, because she's sitting here like, Siwa, don't get involved with me and Bambi stuff. Does anybody show up to your house? Yeah, dumbass. Let's see. I've had CPS show up 3 times. I've had 4 pizzas. I've had 3 times that police officers shown up for bullshit fucking reasons. I've had men show up to my door that who the fuck knows who they were. I've had threats of more men were going to be showing up to my door. My address was given out to violent fucking men multiple times. Yeah, you're not no special person. You're not like I know you want to be the biggest victim, but you're not. You're not. The reason they don't do the pizza stuff like they do with you is because you always give them what they want. Hypocrite is she, yes, she is. Stickers on her wall, but talks about Jen's artwork on her wall. Your apartment looks like a classroom, but you want to sit here and talk about about hoodoo, or just about witchcraft in general, or about in relation to the Bible. What? There's a lot of books I could suggest to you. But you got to get a starting out book. Hi, little Miss Sunshine. Long time no see. Well, and she talked about going real life and stuff. But don't get involved with the Bambi thing. Listen to the threats Bambi has made towards me. Did she make those threats before you let that man on your panel to play the daughter's interview, calling her a bitch and a slut and all that? Or was that after that? Was it before he spoke to her father and threatened the father, or was it after that? Nonetheless, you have posted the obituary of her husband. You have posted her loved ones' obituaries. You have doxed her multiple times. You have laughed when that man showed up to her door. You pulled the foyas on her and her kids. You, what else has she done to Bambi? And yes, Bambi's not innocent. I don't even like Bambi. I don't. But what you did is wrong. And you keep going on about what I've done in the past week. All I've done is read fucking Reddit posts for the past week. Reddit posts. That's all I've fucking done. Stop deflecting from the shit you do and say, oh, because it's Bambi, it's okay. And then you had the idiots in your chat. They're like, yeah, I would never support someone that lets the hate get to them. They start doing things that cross a line. As she just had this man up messing with someone else's grandfather. And as she just played an audio of someone else show up to Square's house and assaulting him, and she was laughing and thought that was funny. What? As she just did a virtual tour of Jen's place a few days ago because a sock account was doxing and Jen didn't know who it was, but yet she just did that last night. A sock account came in doxing someone else's family and she put it up on the screen. No different than what Jen did, except she knew it was a dox and she still put it up on the screen, whether accident or not. Whether accident or not. Tia, I have a channel I can just tell you to go watch that will help you a lot with the hoodoo. The best thing to do is to go to a library. First thing you want to do is get the Bible that is actually over 100 years old. Do not get the King James Version bullshit. Those are all altered. Those are all mankind's words being added to the Bible with the government involved versus the actual word of God. You need a Bible from over 100 years old. Not a King James Version. That is the most altered, edited version of a Bible there is. A lot of it is bullshit. Okay. So you want to get that. And then you want to get books on, there's multiple types of witches. So you want to get one from each path. But as far as hoodoo, well, there's books about Christian witches. I was going to, what's that book, please? Books A Million. I was going to Books A Million and checking out every book or getting every book and reading it for hours every night. I was reading all the books that they had there about hoodoo and Christian and Bible and all that. Then I went to the library and I read every book that I could get there and studied and studied and studied for a year straight before I decided, yep, this is the path I'm going to take. And what's this bullshit? She claims she's a good witch. Whenever I said that? I will hex you in a heartbeat if you cross too many lines and everything else is spelled. Everything else is falling through. Yep, I sure the hell will. But I wait till it's justified before I do it because that's how I protect myself from it backfiring. But I've never asked for the death of anybody, even though you try to say that. That's true. But going to a religion bashing now, get a grip. That's a weak ass move, Jules. Well, she keeps talking about, no, Looney Tune, I see you. She thinks she makes the rules and it's only okay when she retaliates on people. She said rules are different when it comes to Bambi, not how it works, Bug. Yeah, and she was like, see, but don't say you don't do those things. Just say if you get pushed, you'll do them. It's not a thing that I normally go to. It took a year, 4 months before I finally was like, now I'm fucking done. A year, 4 months. Okay, so yeah, I'm not no fucking saint. You keep trying to say she acts like she's a saint. Why do y'all keep saying that? I don't act like I'm a saint. I act like I don't normally go out and do this shit to people, and I don't think it's funny, and I don't enjoy it. It always fucks with me after I do anything like that. It messes with me. I hate myself for it, but I'm just so fed up. So no, I don't act like I'm perfect. Well, and then I heard her trying to get that like Durkee verse or something to go after me. You should go on See the Moon. For what? Because I don't like you? Like, they don't even know the truth about you. They don't know the truth about you. Neither does that other guy. He talks about women who are 300, 400 pounds. Does he? I mean, Cam slip anybody? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but you're talking to a man who hates everything you stand for if he knew the truth about you. Why entertain that? And you're like, oop, she was calling him racist and ableist and homophobic. I call it like I see it. I'm not using him to get numbers to my channel, so I don't fucking care. Call it like I see it. And yes, William was in here trying to fight your battle, so didn't lie about that either. Hey, Sly, didn't lie about that either. He was in here trying to derail the stream on your behalf. But little did, and you're like, I put in my community post, so, and Jules is already out in your secrets. She's like, what secrets did I out? You outed what he did on the YouTube platform. You outed that he's been arrested for hopping over the, whatever it is for the, was it subway? You talked about his phone being broken. He bought his phone. I mean, you were telling him everything you thought about William. He don't know William, but you sure wanted to make sure he knew what you thought about him. That's what I mean by out of secrets. That's what I mean. Hold on, let me go back to Tia. Yeah, like I said, that's the best step, Tia, if she's thinking about going to Hoodoo, is there's a bunch of YouTube channels. She needs to look up Hoodoo channels, like Hoodoo practitioners. There's a really good one called Magical Witch. She's a good one to start with. She'll teach you how to a lot of things to do, the rules, stuff of that nature. And then, no, I'm not talking about him whatsoever. Yeah, we're ignoring that one. But that, and then, like I said, going to the library and checking out 100-year-old Bible, or even further back, so you can know what the actual Bible said, and you'll see there's nothing in it about witchcraft. Well, as far as what they accuse now, what they actually had about witchcraft back in the original Bible, if you were a pharmacist or a scientist, they would have called you a witch. Do you think pharmacists and scientists are witches these days? Or do you realize it's just science to help people? You know what I mean? So it's anything that was a mention of witchcraft back then was extremely, extremely outdated. So if I were to get these potions, aka medicine, that's what they called it back then. They called it potions, but it was just medicine. If I were to get medicine and go give it to someone, that was me giving potion to cast a spell on someone to get better. Shit like that. It's an outdated term. Like I said, I've done my history, my due diligence when it comes to researching my religion and what I feel is okay or not. So kiss my ass. And I don't claim to be no saint. So I don't know where you're getting that from. She really has black to be what? You don't have to be black to be a hoodoo priestess. Hoodoo was founded with indigenous as well as the people that came from the people in New Orleans and Haiti and all that stuff. Well, that's mostly voodoo, but it's a derivative from voodoo, but with Christian wording and using the Bible instead of demonic things of that nature. That's the only difference. Voodoo, you use demons and Satan and all that to do things. Hoodoo, you use saints, angels, spirit guides, stuff like that. That's the difference. What'd you tell him last night? M to the B. She doesn't know where to stop, but she's like, why does Keith Seawood keep mentioning me? You just want me to talk about you. You've been talking about me for a week straight. You've been talking about me non-fucking stop. Talking about, yeah, we could agree to disagree. Like I said, if you're indigenous, you could also be hoodoo, but that's okay. There's a lot of people who just agree to disagree. What was I saying? Anyways, you've been talking about me nonstop with this whole daughter thing. And then you were just saying earlier, you had someone saying in your chat earlier that my daughter came with me asking for a potato and I told her, go away. There was no words of go away in anything in that stream where I fell asleep. There was no, oh, she stayed up all night to cover Jen. That wasn't true either. I was on a private Zoom with a group of like 10 plus people because we were being there for a friend who was having thoughts. That's why I was up all night. Had nothing to do with fucking YouTube or anything else except the people were from YouTube originally and they were friends. So that's first off. Second off, there was no, she came in asking for food and I told her to go away. No, she came in asking I was going to order groceries. What groceries are they going to order to make with the potatoes later? And I said, I don't know. And then she kept asking. I said, I don't know. That's it. There's no go away, fuck off. There's nothing like you're trying to say. So, but that's mentioning my child, is it not? while you're screaming, don't mess with kids, don't talk about kids. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And you've been in multiple streams talking about, you just been talking about kids for a lot lately. And you're backing up Momo, who is absolutely going at kids. And you know it, you said yesterday, oh, I was in the bushes when Momo was playing see with Son's videos, and I just don't approve of it. But you continue to support her and watch it. You continue to send people over there. Oh, okay. Well, and Kendra, girl, she can't use those. She can't use those, by the way, those images of you. But that's neither here nor, I mean, that's up to you. But she's like, Siwa, why would you tell Jen to go to the police department about that video? Because it's revenge porn. You don't have to see, and you admitted, you know, it's her doing that, right? You're admitting it. You know, she doesn't want it on the platform. You know, it's been deleted. You know, all that. And you continue to play it and say it's totally fine. And to the idiots, like, the police department can't tell you what the laws are. Are you stupid? So you saying you could be a police officer, but you could do it without knowing the laws of your state? Are you serious? Is that how stupid y'all are? Your genius pills, you're short supply. You must be short on supply, because what idiot thinks that the police officers do not know the laws and not able to enforce the laws? That is literally what someone said. Police officers don't know the laws and can't enforce the laws. What are you talking about? That is literally the only job they have. God almighty. And I asked them, I was like, am I allowed to ask you a question about something laws? Would you be able to tell me? Yes, I could tell you what the laws are. I was like, okay, just a scenario. And I didn't use any names whatsoever. But I said, another creator on YouTube recorded a video from someone who was on a private Instagram account, and they did a live years ago when they weren't in a good headspace. They didn't know what the hell they were doing, and they've gotten better since then. But they recorded that and posted it on public platforms to make fun of and attack someone. I know, I heard that, Clueless B. To make fun of someone and attack them out of revenge. Is that illegal? Yes, it's a charge. It is revenge porn, and it is a charge. All the victim has to do is contact the police and press charges. So, that now I'm going too far by saying that? No. But the reason I called the PD is because, hey, Miss Suzanne, is because I said it was illegal, and someone came in the chat and said, I guess you YouTube lawyers know better. I said, fine, I'll just call a random police department and ask myself. And it wouldn't make sense to call any other PD in another state when their laws are not going to be your laws. Hence, me calling a PD in Illinois, but nowhere near you. That is true. But she's trying to go and talk about those TikTok live videos. Jen, were you not aware that I had those clips on TikTok? I'm pretty sure you were aware of it. I'm pretty sure you were aware that I used to cover the streams back then when things were really bad, not to try to harm you in any way, but to correct anything that was said back then, which you said you were mortified by the things you said back then. You understood why people were upset. People just wanted to clear up anything that was said about them because people were threatening to call CPS on me and people were calling cops and all the other shit. But again, that holds nothing against you. You didn't know what you were doing. So, but she's trying to act like it was breaking news and big secrets. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Again, why would she care to post that? And she needs to stop involving people that we don't know. Right. And she was trying so hard to get him to go. I mean, Siwa Moon is this lady that says she's a Christian witch. So, and what? Who cares? Might as well tell him I think I'm Jesus while you're at it. I don't care what the fuck y'all have to think about me and my religion. Do not care. And again, if I was worried about people judging me for my religion, I wouldn't have told a soul. I'll tell anybody who wants to know. I don't care. Play if you want to. Okay, yes, I was. And you and I spoke for hours over that. I think Jules does not remember a year ago. Her and I were fine. And she liked me enough to... She did. She did. That is true. But now that you're doing good, the only thing that Jen did that got Jules pissed off at her is she let Miss Liability in there. And Habanero in there. That's it. That's all that Jen did to get Jules to be her enemy. There's people in Jen's that was on her panel last night that I can't fucking stand, and that have done some of the most egregious real life shit to me and my family. I'm not holding that against Jen. I don't control her channel. That is true. That is true. She was like, has anyone shown up to your house? But you're playing the video of people showing up to her squares and actually attacking him, and you're laughing about it. And then you wonder why he goes live talking about you right now. But this whole bullshit of Siwa just wants me to talk about her. You've been talking about me. And trying to say, oh, Siwa, I've got the Brandy interview. I'm going to play it. It's where it proves Siwa does all this stuff. She messes with family. Brandy wasn't her family, but whatever. Keep going with that. You've been talking shit. And that was just yesterday. So I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, it's you, Jen and George says you really don't want to be on JT's radar, but gets all worked up at the thought of you guys talking to him. Sounds like she's scared. Well, I don't think he'd be happy if he knew the truth about her. I don't think he'd be happy. Like I said, everything he says he can't stand, she is. Oh, absolutely. We got it recorded of her saying she's threatening people with JT as well as Jerkyverse. No. Yeah. Aries, I would not, because he is no better than the other, you know? She keeps, oh, and she's like, she was all upset about me talking JT, but she had Soflo on her panel. He came up to talk about one thing because someone went running to him saying I was trashing him, and I was not. Are you fucking kidding me? You were on his panel, girl. You were on his panel for over a year attacking and doxing people like you're doing with this new guy. For a fucking year. He's not my co-host, never been my co-host, wasn't a regular on this show, the channel. He was never been a mod to my channel. He's never been a sub to my channel, like a member of my channel. He's never been none of that shit. He's never cheered out my channel, told everybody to go sub up to me and fought my battles. That's you, bitch. And then after he was on my channel, what did you do? After all that bullshit you started, when he went on Brittany's later on, you said, oh, it's okay that he's up here. It doesn't bother me because he's up here defending families. But he came up here because I was talking about how Maria was using him to fight her battles, and that her going at Drazo's mom did fucking happen. And that's why Drazo said what he said about her. That's what I was clearing up. When he came in the chat, said, drop the link or I'm going to go live and start trashing you. I was like, fine, come up. I'll tell you exactly what I said. And we had a conversation, and it ended with him not going to New York to go fuck with Drazo. So kiss my ass, the amount of shit you say. That's why I say you are crazy. You sound crazy. You sound delusional. Oh, but wait till, just like with Soflo, wait till they get pissed off at you, Jules. Whatever he does to everybody else can be done to you. Just wait. Just like with Soflo, whatever he did to everybody else could be done to you, and it was done to you, and then you cried like a baby. Just like everything William talk shit about everybody else in your chat, then he's been going around talking shit about you for a year, and that's on you. And just like you talked all this shit, you did all this shit with Paula, but now she's an enemy. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, she did. She is fucking crazy. I have never went on a platform and said, he's a great guy. Y'all, please go sub up to him. He's such a good guy. None of that shit is true. He didn't do none of that like she did. Where have I ever said that? Never came from my mouth. Never fucking came from my mouth. So you are not making yourself look good with the shit you're saying. You are just proving our point. Oh, she will. She will. Absolutely, she will. And then what's she going to do? And then, like I said, the issue is you keep bringing these dangerous men to our community full of women. And he just said, if he shows up to Square's house, it's going to be to end his life. And you don't have an issue with that? You don't think that makes, girl, that doesn't look good for you that he was on your platform saying if he shows up to Squares, he's going to kill him. It won't be to bring a happy meal or have a conversation. It'll be to end it. while you're crying about people showing up to your door. And then say, see what no one showed up to your door. Again, yes, they have many, many, many times. People showed up to my door. Like I said, CPS called 3 times. Cops been out 3 or 4 times. Pizza's been done 4 times. Men coming to my door happened once, but it was threatened to do more times than that. Oh, the game warden came to my door. Let's not forget that scenario. Let's see who else has come out. I'm being threatened with someone else that's supposed to show up to my door because of someone giving out my address. Ads, going to pay people to put ads up all within a 1-mile radius of where I live just to fuck with me and my daughter's safety. That was done. That's how many times has that been threatened over the past 6 months? 20, 30 times. So shut the entire F up while you sit there and doing mock flyers to put up around Bambi's. It's bull. You got to do something about her, Jen. She cannot quit talking about the Soflo thing. She sounds stupid when she says it. She sounds so dumb. And again, y'all, it even sounds dumber considering just a week later, Soflo was going on Brittany's as she was modding for the channel. She said it didn't bother her one bit that Soflo was out there. He was out there to do something good. Girl, just admit that you're like, she let Soflo up to dox Johnny Mac. He did dox Johnny Mac the first time, and I told him, don't fucking do that on my channel. I do not allow that, and that's not okay. And then I went back and removed it myself. If you're going to tell the story, tell the whole fucking story, Jules. Absolutely. And she keeps saying, well, he did the interview with Bambi's daughter and father before he came up. Again, it doesn't matter when it was. You provided the platform. He's banned on YouTube. He's been banned multiple times. You give him the platform to play it in our community to fuck with Bambi. And then you think Bambi's going to be like tickling herself at the thought of what you just did and be like, this is totally fine, when Bambi has done way worse for much less than that. That's crazy. I don't know how you continue to overlook the horrific shit he says about people. That is very true. That he did say that. Mm-hmm. And then when Jules was part of his channel and she was glorifying and telling everybody what a great man he was, I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're just going to act like he didn't do that? Well, I heard that lady on his panel call Square a F-A, you know what, the slur for the LGBTQI community. Just flat out said that on her panel. She didn't even bat an eye about that. When her husband, YouTube husband, is gay, you literally let them call people, Square, who's not gay, call him that slur. They're using being gay as a diss and an insult. But your husband, who's bought all these presents for you over the years, you don't see an issue with that? Clark, I don't know why you stick around when she's allowing shit like that to go on. I really don't. Mm-hmm. That is very true. Hey, Lance, good to see you. No. And if y'all thought it was bad what he says on her platform, you should go check out Angel Gotti's platform sometime when he's over there. It's really bad. It's bad. And Jules knows it. But here's the funny thing. Jules can't be like, oh, I didn't know he was saying those things on that platform. Yes, she does. Because just earlier, she's like, yeah, I was in Angel Gotti's when he was on the platform. But then William tried to come in and call me a trafficker. Can y'all believe that? Mm-hmm. So you watched him say all the shit he said on Angel Gotti's, and you still give him a platform because you think he's going to bring you all these great numbers. No, being aligned to him, it's going to go bad for you. Oh, and actually, that's what he said. Actually, so Square apparently was saying, and I don't even know Square's channel. I've never watched his channel, but they were talking about it, right? So Square was apparently saying that he was going to get that guy's criminal record, and read it one day. And that's when JT said, If he does that, I'm going to be showing up to your house. And it's not to bring a Happy Meal. It's to end it. Like to K him. And Jules laughed at it. Always. That's her one speed. Hey, allegedly, good to see you. Oh, by the way, I got to tell y'all something about this comment. So the comment, someone left a comment on my video last night talking about Real and trying to say that they believe Real's in his own little corner of hell and he was just a horrible human being. Don't ever leave fucking comments on my videos like that. You could have said anything else. You could have disagreed about everything. But that is never going to be okay over here. So don't ever try to come here with that bullshit. You're not going to disrespect the deceased over here. Just a heads up. I can agree to disagree on a lot of things. That is not okay. Do not do that again. I don't know why Angel Gotti lets him up, honestly. I don't get it. I feel like she's better than that. I don't understand it. And you could tell the women are uncomfortable when he's up there and he's always talking about women's bodies and stuff. And you could tell they're uncomfortable and they give that nervous laugh. Us women, we know what that nervous laugh is, right? When a guy's crossing boundaries and making us uncomfortable, we'll give that nervous laugh, but really want to scream and tell him to get the fuck away from us. Yeah, they were giving them the nervous laugh, and he just continued and continued and continued. Like, I don't know why they let him up. I really don't get it. And do they hate, like, are they letting him up because they hate Bambi that much? Or who is it that Angel Gotti hates so much that she's letting him up? Does anybody know? And I have nothing against Angel Gotti, but I just don't understand it. Oh, really? She used to talk bad at him at first? I did not know that. I did not know that she's already looked up his stuff. No, it is definitely never a green light, or it is not always a green light. A lot of times those women will just giggle, like, but we're actually extremely uncomfortable. It's called a nervous laugh. Unless they're batting their eyelashes at you or really smiling, and like you should be able to tell the difference between flirting and the uncomfortable laugh, but like there's definitely a huge difference. Yeah, but do you know who she's beefing with? Why she wants him on the panel? Because he's not on YouTube. Every channel he's had has been taken down. Which Jules, ban evading. You've talked so much shit about people going on platforms if they lost their channel. He's lost 5. And you talk about, oh, Jen, your channel's not looking good. You bought subs. And what else she accused her of? Oh, you're allowing doxing. She's not in control of what other people do. She just removes it when she knows about it. They're not going to get rid of our channels if someone comes in doxing. We're not aware of it. You know what I mean? Like, we fix it as we go. But you're talking about that, but you're letting the man up there that's lost 5 channels. And it's not like you don't know. You know this. I mean, that you are playing with safety. You're playing with your channel safety. I was just blown away. She's like, he was trying to make me talk about her. You ain't stopped. You haven't stopped. And yes, I get you want everyone to overlook what you're doing to Bambi because people don't like some people don't like her. Like this channel is not a fan of hers, but I even went to Harlow's channel and just said, I am so sorry what they just did to you. And that was the day they played the daughter and the father stuff. I was like, I am so sorry that they did that to you. Because no matter how I feel about that, about her, the things she's done, that is fucked up. And guess what? If she was doing that towards you and speaking to your sister and all that, I would have said the same. Actually, now I wouldn't because you did it first. But nonetheless, it's too far. And you just let him go up and speak to someone else, another family member of somebody's. And you played. She's already been trying to do that, Clueless B. You already played Square getting beat up at his home. At his home. Someone went and he got beat up on his fucking doorstep. And you're complaining about Bambi putting up flyers. Yes, Bambi should have never put up flyers. That is wrong. Absolutely wrong and too far in a dangerous game. She should not do that. I do not agree if she says she's going to show up to your door and do anything to you either. I think the route you're taking with her is not going to help anything. Like, we know she's crazy. She'll do some shit. I don't know what you're thinking. But here's the thing. Everything that he's doing to other people, since you provide the platform and you don't shut it down and you're not stopping it, you could be held just as liable. Like, be smarter about some shit for once. And if you all didn't hear it, Amzi denounced Jules, said, but I heard she's already back over there. But she had did a stream and said, people shouldn't be whining about the CashApp thing, that if that was the worst the community has done, that's nothing. And that she knows for a fact, hey, Cindy, she knows for a fact that if my son were to say he was hungry, everybody would be flooding his CashApp. And they would have. Yep, they would have. So I give her credit for there. But then she said when Jules did the virtual tour of Jen's house, she put her hands off the keyboard. She's like, I'm done. That she was walking away, and she was, it's pretty bad when you're out crazying me. Like when you're outdoing me on being the craziest person on YouTube. That's what she's saying about Jules. So like, I was like, finally, she gets it. But I heard she's already back over there, so I don't know. Jules tries to scare everyone, but that bitch doesn't know shit. Plus, she does every single thing she accuses others of and more. And more for sure. And more for sure. Nope. Absolutely not. I don't think it was funny. Oh, wait. She took down... Wait. No, she didn't. She took down the live stream and back to kissing Jules' ass. Okay, well, that happened. That did happen. I heard it. I heard you say that she was outdoing you on being the craziest person on YouTube, and that's pretty bad. And that when she did the virtual tour of Jen's apartment for someone doxing someone in Jen's chat when Jen didn't know, that made no sense, and it made her look bad. I was actually, just when I think about giving you credit, man. Just when I think about giving you some credit. That's sad. That is so sad. Not that it erases any of the other shit you done, though. I mean, no matter what I feel about Penelope, what you said about her is probably the worst thing I've ever heard anybody say about a child on the internet. Besides Lindsay saying she wants to pimp out my son when she's 47 and he was 19 at the time. But it's up there. It's pretty fucking disgusting. And let's not forget all the racist, horrific shit you said about George. That is why you pretty much got canceled, recently. That is why. And no matter, you always say, I've changed and I'm not doing that no more, but you always resort back to it. That's the issue. If you would never resort back to that shit again, maybe there would be some hope for growth, but you always resort back to it. If anyone says the slightest thing, I mean, hell, I'm how many times are you going to play? You played the Keaton interview. You played my son's videos. With Keista Marie, by the way, you did that. You played my son's videos. You put up DW as your thumbnail. You put up, you did all sorts of shit just for merely talking about you. Talking about YouTube shit. Nothing personal, by the way. Your reactions are extreme every time. And for very little. Just separate from her, but you won't. You should. People have a lot more respect for you, Angie. Never mind. Don't get carried away. I can't even say that because that's not true either. But people wouldn't be so upset with you if you would separate from her. I mean, they'd still be upset because of what you've said in the past 3 months, but you would at least have some semblance of putting your hate to the side for what's right. And Jen, if she's back to kissing her ass, girl, I would not let her in your chat. That's insane. But that is totally your business. Oh, JJ was here earlier. JJ's been in my other streams. She was here earlier. I gave out some memberships earlier, by the way. So if y'all got memberships today, they came from me. And they came from another person that's anonymous. No, it's not her. But M to the B gave me a $10 super chat. So thank you. But I wasn't going to come back. But when I heard her try to cry about the whole PD thing and say I was giving out her name and calling her police department and all that crap, I didn't do none of that. A random police department. Hell, y'all want to do something? Why don't you call the Tennessee PD, just a random police department, and ask a question about what the laws are? Go ahead. Don't give out my name. Don't give out my channel. Don't give out none of that. Just ask a fucking question. You know, you can ask, is it illegal to read what's on Reddit on YouTube? You can ask that, because that's about the only thing I've done the past week. Oh, and is it illegal to send a CashApp to a child that said she was starving? You can ask those questions. It's not illegal. It's not doing anything that you're saying. You're welcome, Cindy. Starting on the 1st, I'll be giving out 10 more, of course, but I just wanted to. I was hoping I'd get Miss Wendy, but it didn't work. So let's play a little video, shall we? Because maybe JT needs to hear this bit before he gets in bed with the hypocrite.
Very, very risky. Now people will be like, well, you can see, here I am thinking about the Camden stuff. I'm thinking about it out loud. That was not the right thing to say to me. I really don't like when people tell me what to do. Because honestly, guys, if I'm going to burn it down, I'm going to burn it down. It's my channel. I don't share it with anybody else. And if I see some fucked up shit, I see some fucked up shit. But I guess you guys all got from this so far. Okay, look at Kenlin. We've gotten so far from this that I don't play well with others.
And one more thing I'm going to say before we get going. So she was also saying, friendships don't work on YouTube. Truces don't work on YouTube. I end up always getting close with someone and then it all goes south. Why did they all go south, Jules? The whole alliance with John, me, you, Sophie. Who are some of the other names? Johnny Mac, Rakin, Geneva. What happened in all those situations? I'll tell you. The reason me and Johnny Mac and you and Draza all fell out was because I let Soph on my panel. When I was doing it to be a good friend and clear something up so my other Draza wouldn't be fucked with in his life anymore. Because at that time, Soflo was showing Draza's wife, showing pictures of everything. And I was trying to get a stop to that. And he said he was getting on a plane soon and going over there to go fight him, right? And I didn't want Draza hurt. I didn't want him hurt. I didn't want anyone to get in trouble. So that's why I was talking on it, because the reason he was going to go do it is because of shit that was told to him. So I was clearing that up and then also telling him exactly what I said so nobody could spread a different lie to get him mad at me, right? Because wasn't hiding anything. So that's all I did. And you got Johnny Mac, Drazo, and you all riled up because I was stabbing you in the back when no, I was not. So then you did that whole thing on my daughter's birthday. On my daughter's birthday. Did that on my child's birthday when I was trying to be a good friend. Then you fell out with Rakin because you decided after a month you no longer would be taking her. Oh, okay. Give me a second. Let me get Adam's wrench back. Son of a biscuit eater. Give me a second. Oh, wait, that's not the right video. Hold on. Where'd it go? Hold on 1 second, Adam. So you fell out with Rakin because first you were cool with the group chats, then you weren't cool with the group chats. Then you did accept her apology, but then you decided not to accept her apology. And the reason that your opinion changed about the group chats had nothing to do with you thought it was wrong and it was an evasion of pride. It had nothing to do with that. What it actually had to do with was you loved every second of it when it was airing out shit about me and my family and Sophie's family and JD's family. You thought it was great. You were up there reading the messages with John. You were laughing through the whole thing. You didn't have an issue with that being read, right? Where you had an issue with it was when they started giving that attention to you in the group chats and talk about your personal life in the group chats. That is where it changed. That's where you're like, now I'm done. Now I want it all to stop or else. And then it didn't stop. And so you were pissed off at Rakin. Geneva, you're mad about the FOIA she pulled to prove that FBI was sent to your house, and first she said you would accept her apology and all is forgiven. You didn't think that was cool, but you're going to forgive her and you're going to move on. But then you decided, nope, you're not going to do that no more. What she did was unforgivable. When you just threatened to get FOIAs on someone like what, a few days ago? That was unforgivable now. You no longer accepted her apology. For me, oh, you got my FOIA. You try to get my FOIAs. She swears up and down I have her FOIAs. I do not have her FOIAs. I have said it 1,000 times. She keeps saying it. I do not have them, Jules. I do not have any of your FOIAs. All they did was say, you need to contact Chicago PD to get the stuff. That's what they said. Contact Chicago PD. Why they said that, I don't fucking know. But it said completed because that's what they told me to do. And therefore, they closed out the request. That's it. I don't have any fucking FOIAs of yours. Trust and believe, if I had them, they would have been out before now. I don't have them. So anyway, so when I told you I did that, in fact, before I even did it, I told everybody I was going to do that. I told everybody I'm going to get the FOIAs on every other creator since they want to keep talking about my FOIAs. Now they're pulling mine. They're going to read everything about me and my family. Let me get yours too. The people that were all supporting that channel. I'm going to get everybody that supports that channel since you think it's fine. I said it on my live stream before it happened. I was going to do it. I didn't know it was a secret. So then a year later goes by, and then she's like, I found out Siwa tried to get the FOIAs. Siwa, you have some explaining to do. So I go in the chat. I said, yes, Jules, I did do that. I wasn't going to do it I don't have them. I wasn't threatening you with them, like holding over your head for the last year. I said it that one time, and I ain't said nothing about it since. But I do apologize. I shouldn't have done that. This is why I did it. It's in context, not excuses. But this is what led up to me getting it or trying to get them. But I don't have them, but I do apologize. You said, it's okay, Siwa, it's okay. And you were on my channel that night after all that, right? And I left your chat. You said, Siwa stomped out of here. No, I left because you were clearly upset. You just found out, and I understood that. So I was like, I will see you next time I'm live, Jules. And I left quietly and peacefully to let you just vent and say whatever the hell you wanted. And you're like, she stomped out of here because I found out. I don't care that you found out. I didn't know it was a secret, like I said. But so you use that as an excuse when, again, you got the court documents about me and the DW things. You threatened me with that for weeks straight, every fucking day, for sometimes 10 plus hours a day to demand I take down videos of shit you said on Instagram. And you try to compare the two? Jen, be careful. Please be careful. You're in the basement? Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me look at the weather where Jen's at. Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know your exact area. I'm just I know the city and state. That's it. Dude, I hope none of that comes where we are. There's really bad storms going around everywhere right now, if y'all don't know that. Yep, tornado warning just issued. Girl, be careful. For the next 30 minutes, Jen's under a tornado warning, y'all. Girl, be careful. I hope you got flashlights. You need to always have an emergency fan that's got a battery pack with it, flashlights, the emergency radio that you could wind up. I take that shit with me everywhere. Be careful, girl. Okay. So that's why we fell out. Me and you fell out. Then I was in John's chat leaving comments, and you were swearing up and down that I was taking digs at you. No, the fuck I wasn't. Then you and Johnny Mac threw a fit and said, how dare I be in that chat talking to everybody and act like y'all aren't in there when y'all know I see you guys. I had you both blocked. I didn't see you idiots. That's the whole point of blocking people. And John said, if you don't agree with someone in my chat, please just block them. So that's what I did. And then you pissed him on about it. She's like, I know she sees it's in here. Didn't fucking matter. The point, I was ignoring you. That was the whole point. So demanding that, how dare I issue an apology to Sophie and Drazo, but not to you guys. Y'all didn't deserve one. That's why. That is fucking why. You don't get to force me to issue an apology, and so I'm not going to mean it. So why demand it? But I issued one for Drazo and Sophie because they actually deserved it. They actually didn't do anything wrong. But then you went to Drazo's and told him, when I went in there and said, please don't announce I'm in here, I just want to show you support like you showed me support earlier today. You went screaming at him that I was in there taking digs at you when you couldn't even see me. And then you did a YouTube live stream And when I was in there, Charles was like, okay, no problem. I understand. That's what he said when he saw my comment. Not, how dare you come here and take digs at Jules. That's what you, like, that's not what he said. He said, okay, I understand. But then you went live after that, stomping your feet. If Steve was going to be allowed over there, I'm not going over there. I'm not going to Drazo's. I'm not going to Deadly's if they're going to let Sophie and Siwa in there. So then Drazo had to go live and say, how dare you use my chat to take digs at Jules? I'm like, what? I didn't take digs at Jules. Trust me, if I want to take digs at Jules, I wouldn't go in there and say, please don't announce I'm in here. Just want to show you support, Drazo. Does that make any fucking sense? Lord. So that's why everybody fell out. That is why everybody fell out. Jed. So yeah, you're right. Friendships don't last long with you. And that's with everybody. And here's another thing. You are always telling who can be in what chats. Just like the truce with you and Jen didn't last because she let people in your chat that you didn't felt deserved to be there. After telling everybody her stream was going to be happening that night, that you got in there within seconds, you were already denouncing her on your community tab about that's unforgivable and all sorts of shit. That's why Momo's truces don't last very long. You can't demand who goes where or who's allowed where. That doesn't work. Honest question to the Hive. If someone you didn't like was platforming JT and he was saying and doing horrible things, would you ladies... You know, just like with Soflo, and they tore me to shreds and accused me of being the worst and all the other shit. Look how berserk she went. And he didn't come here using any slurs. He didn't come here making any threats to people. He didn't come here like not doing any of the shit that guy was doing. He wasn't doing interviews with people's family members up here. None of that shit. He came up to address what I said. And he came up to talk about what was going on between Momo and Drazo. That's all. Yes, he tried to take jabs at Johnny Mac, but we reeled him back in when he tried. And I told him, don't ever do that again or I'm dropping you. So look at the outrage they had for that. What do you think they would do in the other situation if I had a man up here making slurs and talking about kids and sexualizing anybody who was in the chat? Like, we know how they would act. So, and said it was daddy. You're funny, Jen. Just saw Rod Stewart. It is bossy. It is bossy. And that's why her friendships don't last and the truces don't last. And like she said, she never lasts long with any other people she links up with. The only time she can last a long time is if everybody is subservient to her in the chat. She doesn't like other creators with her because they end up getting her attention and she can't stand that shit. She also can't stand when other people get monetary support and she doesn't. So that doesn't ever fucking work. The only time she's happy if it's just her and people are in the chat glorifying her and praising her and using all their cult avatars, which y'all shouldn't want those avatars, honestly. All you're doing is getting her off by you're practically, telling everybody your undying support and love of this woman. That's why she enjoys it so much and why she takes all the time to make the things, because she wants everybody to know that is her friends. Those are her people and they're off limits. They belong to her. That's why she wants you to all have those emojis. It makes her feel good. It makes her Venus hard. I've never made emojis for any of my chat because I want you to have your own individual avatars and pictures. Hell, most of the time, I don't even look at the names of the people in the chat. I look at the pictures to know who's there. Hold on a second. I'm getting some intel. Where is it at? Adam, if that's you, can you send me an email real quick and tell me that that's your new account name? I think some people are just worried it's not really you. No, it writes just the same. But can you just send me an email real quick? So we've talked on email before and just say, hey, that is my account. Yolanda just got here and asked for crunch. Dude, I'm so glad that Yolanda woman got denied parole. But hell, she wouldn't have made it long even if she got out. Hey, Donna, good to see you. She wouldn't have lasted long if she got out, dude. But I saw a woman who went to Corpus Christi to where that hotel is. Oh, it is definitely Adam. Okay. It's okay. Someone said it is definitely you. We're good. What was I saying? So someone went to the hotel that all that happened at, to Selena's. And I have been to Corpus Christi a few times, and I've never thought, I didn't know that that hotel still like existed. I thought they tore it down. I remember someone saying they tore it down, but they walked the whole path that Selena's actually walked, which is really sad. Hey, Julie BC, how are you? Good to see you. We're just talking shit, nothing new. Yes. Well, like I said, that person feel like their energy feels like Adam and they talk just like Adam. So I'm doing great. We are in the basement. Clint put his cup on his baseball tees. Oh man. And that's another thing, Jules. Why do you keep trying to call Clint names and stuff? Maybe that's why you and JT get along. Because you also use being gay as an insult to people. To me, that elevates someone's status, not downgrades them. That's how I feel about the LGBTQI. It makes people better. In fact, if all my friends could be gay, I'd be happy as hell, but they're not. They're not. But some of the best friends I ever had were gay, and it was the only good times. But maybe that is why you're cool with what he says and does. But you flat out are trying to get him to go after people like he's your pit bull. It's like, sick him. And you did it on a platform. You don't think if anything happens to those individuals that you're sicking them after, you can't be held responsible? You can. Oh, caregiver, absolutely. She is. She's never far. She's never far. Yeah, so Jen's in a tornado warning right now. So prayers for Jen, y'all. Oh, by the way, Miss Joanna's got something big coming up tomorrow. It's very important. All you can do is say a prayer so that everything goes well for her and her family. And let's leave it at that. But please, please do. It's a life-altering event. Please do. There ain't nothing wrong with people who are bi or gay or trans or any of the other stuff. They're trying to get Clint's nuts. There's a shop out here called Eat My Nuts. I swear to God, it's called Eat My Nuts. And it's just about like, Jen, are you saying you and T-Rex are no longer kitty clickers? Oh, yep, no scissoring sisters no more. And Jen, if you don't quit cheating on all of us about our hair, I thought I had the best hair. I know I have the longest hair, but I thought I had the best hair. Then I hear Savage got the best hair. And then I forgot who else supposedly has the best hair. You just keep cheating on all of us. I know I have the longest, though. Max Velocity. I love those channels that, damn, I got to get a hold of my aunt. Hold on, y'all. I've been trying to reach out to her for a few days. She's not responding. I'm getting worried. But I told my parents yesterday, I said, hey, charge up your devices. Y'all got storms coming your way. I'm like, thanks for worrying. I was like, I'm always worried. Just be careful. Love you guys. Because, as your parents get older, you kind of have to be on the lookout for them and pay attention. Because sometimes they don't pay attention to the weather. We need the psychos that care. They already know, unfortunately. Aries, no, you do not. Do not try to take my title. How dare you? I do think Savage's hair looks the healthiest. I will give her that because she's got a sister that has to give her the best advice. But her hair looks very healthy and shiny, so I'll give her that. But we're just gonna have a hair off. How about that? Oh, apparently me too. Apparently I got a 5 head when nope, 4 head. It's regular. Sorry to burst your bubble. Okay, what was I looking for? Oh, my aunt. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I get her to answer because I'm getting worried. Oh, it didn't send. Wait, no, the second one. Hold on, y'all. I was like, you didn't respond to the snow pictures I sent you. Hold on. Did you not get my text messages? I've been sending you messages for days. No, I sent you some yesterday too, and the day before that. Well, I was just worried about you. Just want to make sure you're still all right. But I need to call you though. I just remembered to call you just a minute ago because I ain't heard back yet. But let me call you back in like 10 minutes. I just wanted to make sure you were okay real quick. All right. Talk to you soon. All right. Bye. Thank God. She says she only got one message. Oh, there's a lot of, if you don't have like, then, cable or whatever, you can always go on TikTok and they have, Mesomat, MESO, Matt, MATT. He will stay up from morning to night tracking every storm until there's nothing left. So he's really good. If you don't have cable service or the news, whatever, you could keep track of things that way. That's usually and they will give you a heads up like a week, like days in advance before it comes through. So that's always good. Like I said, we were supposed to go do stuff today, but I heard about all these storms. So I was like, let's hold off for today. We'll do it tomorrow. But hopefully there's none tomorrow. Who's Max? Oh, the guy. Jed. You're funny. For Jen's comment.
And the truth shall set you free, motherfuckers. And there it is. And there it is.
Yeah, I hope everybody stays safe tonight and pays attention to the weather. Like I said, it's mostly, the Midwest to the East Coast is getting all the storms today. So I know I'm on alert. I got all my stuff charging at all times. I've got my battery packs charged. I've got this emergency fan charged up. It's got emergency light on it. I've got my emergency radio. I've got my solar panel thing that has a charger with it too in my backpack. Like, I'm prepared. Everybody should have a bug out bag. What? What? You're funny. Be careful, y'all. I am loud. I know that. I really don't mean to be loud. I've just always been loud and I've got hearing issues. That's from, I used to drive around in my red Camaro when I was 16 and just blare the music. Just blast it as loud as I possibly could. And I did that every day and I screwed up my hearing. And then I also had issues with my ears when I was younger. So I always have issues with my ears. So I don't hear as well as other people. Like, it's getting bad. It's getting really bad. I actually need to go get that checked. But that happens. And then again, being loud just kind of runs to the family. The whole family kind of talks loud. So it is what it is. Actually, I think my big sister talks loud too. I think my little sister is the only one that doesn't talk loud. So it is what it is. I don't mean to, but it happens. So it's like when I was saying, when I fell asleep, it was like, she's yelling at her daughter. No, again, the computer was on my stomach and I didn't even know what the fuck I was saying or who I was talking to. So nice reach. What the fuck? Jen's on a warpath today. You're funny. So I guess Jen's not going live until later. Hopefully later. If not, maybe she needs a break. She pulled an all-nighter last night. But Jen, I'm glad you're having fun and I'm glad you're getting all this support. And I'm glad people are letting their differences aside to show you support. And if anybody tries to say differently and say you can't have that person in the chat or I'm done with you, let them walk. Because they're putting their needs before yours. But okay, I'm going to get going, y'all. Thank you so much to M to the B for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Julie BC, good to see you. Jen, Chris, Cindy, everybody for being here. Thank you so much. This definitely should be the last live of the day, y'all. Like I said, I've been hustling for the past week, but I would have been here sooner but I've got to have, like I said, I wish I could tell y'all what was going on. I still will tell you when I can, but when I do, you'll understand why I've been MIA for a little bit. But okay, I will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one